Hello and welcome back to Destin Business Forum, a television show for members of the Destin Chamber of Commerce and brought to you by our good friends at Cox Communications. I'm Shane Moody, President and CEO of the Destin Chamber, and again, glad to have you with us. As promised, another great guest coming up, another great Chamber member, and we're going to talk about her business and a little bit about the Chamber. Jennifer Gutai. How are you, Jennifer?
Very good. Thank you, Shane.
Thanks for coming on today.
Yeah,
I believe this is your first time on the show, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It is. See what winning the Leadership Award will do for you in Destin Forward?
Yes, apparently.
Now, you're an attorney with Conerly, Bowman Dykes.
Correct.
I know the Conerly, I know the Bowman, I know the Dykes all very well. Work closely with them. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
So we're a full-service law firm servicing the Emerald Coast. I specifically do commercial litigation and real estate litigation mainly. So a lot of contract disputes, landlord-tenant, foreclosures, basically a little bit of everything, condo law, HOA law, and also a little bit of municipal law. So pretty much a little bit of everything.
And you guys, I know Hayward is a city attorney for a couple of the municipalities. I think Bruce was at one time.
Correct, and so was Lamar at one time.
So was Lamar at one time too, yeah. And Lamar was actually part of the committee that hired me 15 years ago when they hired me. So I've known Lamar since I got here. Talk about some of the successes that you've had with the law firm.
One of our partners, Bruce Bowman, who you mentioned, is board certified in trial law. So he's had a lot of trials, and I've got to help with a couple of those in the past couple of years, which have been fun. And just getting involved in getting in the community. I've been there for almost 3 years now, and just trying to get to know the Destin community and the people and build my client base.
I didn't realize you had been there that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got your several practice areas. What's your favorite?
I do really like the real estate aspect of things, even if it's a foreclosure or if it's a contract, that fell through or easement issues, I enjoy that. But I do like having a little bit of variety as well.
All right, so you mentioned real estate. You involved in closings and sales of properties and things like that? Not
personally. I do the litigation side of things once things fall apart. And we did have a title company, so we do have people that do the transactional side, but I do more of the litigation.
All right, so if somebody's buying a home and needs a closing agent, they can give you guys a call?
Yes.
Okay. Well, one of the things that I've always admired about Conerly, Bowman, and Dykes is the support of the community that you guys have. I mean, you don't just practice law in Destin, you practice law, but you give back and you get involved. And we've got a program called Destin Forward, which is our community education leadership development program, and several folks from the law firm have gone through that. You just went through it this past year, and congratulations, you were named by the class as the Leadership Award winner, as the person who stepped up and did the most. And watching you through the year, I had no doubt who was going to win the award. It's kind of easy to pick that person out about halfway through. Talk a little bit about Destin Forward, what you got from it, what it meant to you to go through that program.
Sure. Well, the class, like you said, is put on by the Destin Chamber, and it's a great hands-on learning experience about the community. I learned so much about Destin and the surrounding area that I had no idea about. And not being from here, a lot of that stuff I wouldn't have known otherwise, but even the other professionals that were in my class that were from here and grew up here didn't even know half the stuff we learned. So you learn a lot, you make professional relationships. I mean, the 18 class members I had the privilege of being in the class with were fantastic, and a lot of them I'm still very good friends with and stay in touch with, and that's awesome. But I think just learning about the community and the things that are available, it's not just a tourism area, although that is a big part of Destin. That's not all that's here and all that we do.
That's right. And of all the classes, I think it's 8. It's a day-and-a-half retreat, and then it's 8 classes, and then graduation. And we try to show you everything, waterways, tourism, nonprofits, the needs in the community, economic development. What was your favorite day?
Waterways was my favorite day, and that was our first class. But
you got to spend half a day on a boat.
Exactly. We got to go see dolphins, but it was just learning about from the fishermen that we heard from and from the local people about the history of Destin. That was awesome. But all of the classes were amazing. I mean, there wasn't a single one that I disliked.
Part of what we ask you guys to do as a class too is create a project, build a project, if you will, from the ground up. Decide, plan it, put it together, and then execute it at the end. And it's something that will leave a lasting impact on Destin. What project did your class, what did you choose for your project? Tell us about that process and what people can expect when they see your project.
So we had a lot of ideas, but after the nonprofit day, we were really excited about doing something for some of the local nonprofits. And we ended up deciding to, our project was basically the beautification of the Mattie Arts Foundation Cultural Arts Village. It's a mouthful. So what we ended up doing was we put in the labor to redo the landscaping around the stage area, and we did a little bit of painting to spruce that up, and then we prepped the bathhouse wall for a mural to be put in. And Tony and Vivian Zack actually did the mural, which are local artists, and they did a fabulous job. It looks amazing, and so it's just a little bit to brighten up that space because it's such a great asset to our community.
Yeah, and I MC those concerts, so I get to see it every Thursday, and it's a great project. And you know, I stand on that stage and I see the landscaping in the mural, and I take pride in seeing that. So y'all did a great job. Talk about the project process a little bit. I mean, 19 people in that class, 18 people in that class. This is the first time we've had a class with so many driver personalities. Talk about working with people with such different personalities, what it taught you about if you're going to go out and do things in the community, what you need to do.
Well, I think one of the most important things is you have to be able to listen to what everyone's saying, because we had a lot of opinions and a lot of suggestions and a lot of things, and we had to try to figure out what we were going to end up doing and kind of mesh it down to an actual project that we could all be on board with, but also wasn't too big. A lot of the initial ideas were a little bit more than we would be able to handle from not only the money perspective, but also just the time perspective. But it's just more about listening to what everybody's doing and then just getting together and getting it done.
Yeah, and you know, for me, watching you do it, because it's what I do for a living, is try to bring people together for projects. It's always fun. Why should somebody go through Destin Forward?
You're going to learn a lot, you're going to make relationships, you're going to be able to network, and you're just going to be a better all-around person in this community because you're going to have that understanding and that base of what goes on and what is happening behind the scenes, not just in your area, but in others.
Yeah, for me, it's great to see you guys come back. Like, you get together at our chamber events, whether it's a lunch or a breakfast or an after hours or something like that. So your class really bonded well. Yeah, about 30 seconds left. We'll go back to the law firm because that's your real job and your real life in the daytime. How can people get in touch with you? Website, phone number, and the things that you can help them with again.
Yeah. The website is emeraldcoastlawyers.com. The phone number is 850-837-5118. I do a little bit of everything, but specifically contract disputes, commercial litigation, general civil litigation. So give me a call, and I'd be happy to talk to you and see if I could help.
Well, thanks for coming on the show. You did well for your first time ever.
Yeah, thank you. It wasn't so bad.
This is not intimidating at all. And again, congratulations on winning the Leadership Award for Destin Forward. And I look forward to working with you on more things in the Destin community in the future.
Thank you. Same here.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in this month. I was glad to be your host, and we'll see you next month.